Hollywood, California used to be the undisputed capital of both glitz and glamour, though some say she's lost her sparkle. That's why today I'm going to be traveling all over LA to the 5 most classic Hollywood restaurants, all over 100 years old, where I'll be rating them on both taste and how much they keep that classy Hollywood spirit alive. To answer the question, is this still a city of class, or is it just a city of act? Let's go find out. Oh, and I'm only going to be getting around in the most classic Hollywood fashion. That's right, public transportation. We're starting the day at the Beverly Hills Hotel in Beverly Hills, California, also known as the Pink Palace for its pink palaciness. And I'm going to be eating poolside at the Cabana Cafe. Here's a look at the menu. I started with a coffee. Excuse me. Also, just want to cut in to say, throughout the video, you might see this, where it says Yap files. So this video is like a free preview of premium videos that I do. I do the Yap files. They're just like extended versions of the videos that I do for some of my videos. This version, I think it's like an extra 10-ish minutes of me just talking about the process of making videos, more sort of personal anecdotes, and also some of my spicier political takes. So I wanted to just put this one out for free to let people know that I do those, give you an idea of what this content is, if you're interested in joining the channel, and also just like as a free little surprise, a little holiday gift. I probably will take this video down at some point and just leave up the normal public cut of it. But yeah, when you see that little tag that says Yap files, that lets you know this is like the extra content that's not in the normal cut of the video. All right, back to the video. Did you know that the Beverly Hills Hotel actually predates the city of Beverly Hills itself? It was built in 1912. Here's an LA Times article from the year before as it was being built. And it used to be much larger. The park that's across the street now, Will Rogers Park, used to be a garden for the hotel. And it has been the #1 spot for some of Hollywood's hottest stars. Here's actress Mary Hay, Greg Peck, and Lori B. while they were shooting a movie there in the 50s. And you know they like to party. Here's a bartender contest that they held in 1954. The winner, who's absolutely geeking. Here's a look at the menu from 1943, just to get an idea of the prices. You can see poached eggs on toast is 50 cents, ham and eggs 60 cents. Today I ordered a traditional Eggs Benedict, which cost a little more, but you know, inflation, what can you do with these goofballs in Congress? I'll take my eggs like I take my monks. Benedictine. Got the Eggs Benedict at the Cabana Cafe, one of 3 places you can get breakfast at the Beverly Hills Hotel. They had the Fountain Coffee Room, and of course the iconic Bolo Lounge, which frankly just wasn't the vibe today. Perfectly cooked, nice and crispy, with some flaky salt, really gonna set the tone for the day. Just absolutely beautiful. I mean, if I were ever to be poached, I wish I would be poached that well. Really love that like thin, chewy English muffin. Couple pieces of salty, chewy ham, and really perfectly poached egg. I love that. There's nothing like the texture of poached egg albumin. These hash browns are really good too. They're like super crispy on the outside, but like kind of soft in the middle. It's good. It's like a latke. And of course the hollandaise sauce, not too heavy of a pour on it, which I kind of liked. So it wasn't like the richest Eggs Benedict I ever had, but the flavor of it was very good. Tangy, tart, fatty, and satisfying. Something to kind of wake you up in the morning after a long night of partying, Hollywood style. So how was my Eggs Benedict at the Cabana Cafe at the Beverly Hills Hotel? Well, I thought it was really good. I don't know if I've ever had like a bad Eggs Benedict. I guess the worst thing an Eggs Benedict could do is give you food poisoning, but that could be said about any food. None of the constituent parts really blew me away. It all came together in a really delicious and satisfying breakfast. So the food score gets a 5 out of 5. Now to answer the question, does it live up to its classic Hollywood reputation? I'd say yeah, between like the classical pillars, the kitschy pink of it all, the wavy reflection of the sun offering the surface of the pool, it actually feels like kind of vaporwave. Do people talk about vaporwave anymore? Yeah, I mean, like pretty fun, pretty classy, like the new age of classic Hollywood, like the Rat Pack era. So on the classic Hollywood score, I don't know, I give this place like a 4 out of 5. So I said, ciao to the Beverly Hills Hotel. We'll always have Paris. There's that park that used to be part of the hotel, and there's that bus that I'm about to ride. So we started off pretty Hollywoody, but things are about to get a lot more Hollywoodier. Thank you. I was the only person on the train, which, like, you know, private car service. Talk about classy. We rolled through Beverly Hills, over that covered reservoir. Silver Lake could never. Then into West Hollywood and the iconic The Sunset Strip. Cool old diner. You ever eat a hot dog off the floor of a diner that looks like a train car? Boy, that breakfast was good. It was really just what I needed. Some calories, some caffeine to really wake me up, but I can start to feel all that grease sort of pumping through my veins now. I feel like one of the big differences you can see between like LA of the 20s, 30s, is that there are a lot more trees now. Every photo you see of prior eras of LA, of Hollywood, seem very like arid, just a lot of clean, brand new concrete, which probably looked great at the time. It probably looked very sleek and modern, but boy, it must have been hot and smoggy. I think it's nice to have like shade trees. Historic building. Ooh. We're making our way eastwards towards Hollywood from Beverly Hills. Now entering a permit parking district, so watch your ass. Allegedly, a lot of these apartments from the 30s and 40s, when LA's population was just booming, were designed not by architects, but by Hollywood set designers. That's why in LA you might have a block with like a Spanish colonial, a French chateau, some sort of medieval cottage. That's what they say. Don't know how true that is, but it certainly is fun. Would love to live in an apartment with a turret. That's the dream, isn't it? For defense purposes. Anyway, after a short walk, I made it to my second destination, the Formosa Cafe. And you know it's the real deal when they got the headshots on the walls, all of the famous actors. Maybe they'll start putting YouTubers up there. They'll put me right there next to Mr. Beast. Anyway, I was sitting in the train car. That's right, a genuine red car trolley. The original Formosa used to be just in the train car before they built the whole restaurant around it. It opened originally in 1925 right across the street from the Samuel Goldwyn Studios. And allegedly a popular hangout for people like Humphrey Bogart, Clark Gable. Here you can see it decked out in classic style for the 97 flick LA Confidential, and this is what it looks like today. I was lucky enough to be seated old spaghetti factory style in the train car. Here's a look at the menu, and this is what I ordered. Pot sticker. I barely know her. Here at the Formosa on Formosa in West Hollywood. Inside the train, a real-life, once operating electric Pacific Los Angeles red car. And boy, it's beautiful in here. I can just imagine where it was like bumping down the road to my studio writing job to write like the 4 features I was contracted to make that week. Man, and these things look and smell beautiful. They're really like golden in a way I have rarely seen in a pot sticker. Very acidic, a little spicy. Got the Diet Pepsi to wash it down in a bamboo style glass. Doesn't hurt. The wrapper is really crisp on the outside, but still kind of like satiny on the inside. So the crispy pot stickers at the Formosa, very toasty on the outside, and the filling was really good, flavorful, juicy, not too salty. I can imagine it being like a fantastic late night snack to go along with a sweet cocktail. Genuinely fantastic pot sticker. So for the taste score, that gets a 5 out of 5. Now, as for the classic Hollywood score, we really are right here next to the old Samuel Goldwyn Studios. And I can just picture stars coming over after a long day shooting, getting crazy. The real golden age. I don't really have to imagine what it was like partying here in its heyday, because I used to come here in high school to get like
I've had some fun times here. The only time I ever got COVID was doing karaoke here and having like the entire graduating class from the Stella Adler School just like singing at the top of their lungs into my open mouth. Some good memories, I guess. The Formosa gets a classic Hollywood score of 5 out of 5. 2 fins up.
Now, excuse me, because this is my exit.
Oh, what a world we live in. Good thing we have the profit motive to spur innovation so that we can build technology that'll deliver your slop bowls so you can get around having to pay delivery people instead of like, I don't know, building technology to deliver free healthcare or like prevent or cure Lyme disease. It's only about a mile to my next destination, so I figured I'd walk. A little industrial in this part of West Hollywood, and I guess it is like an industry town. There's a lot of studios and stuff around here. There also is that like gravel plant or whatever right on La Brea, which is like kind of odd because it's like, is that a good use of that real estate? I don't know. I guess it is. Actually, it's not. I didn't realize they already tore it down. There's this LA Times article about it. Allegedly, they're building this big luxury apartment. I'll believe it when I see it. Anyways, my meal at the Formosa came with a fortune cookie. So let's see what we got. Some beautiful bungalow courts over here. God, I love bungalow courts. My dream is for me and like 9 of my closest friends to all go in on a bungalow court together. You'll never guess what this one says. Don't forget to like and subscribe. That's right. If you like what you're seeing, hit that subscribe button, share it with your friends, hype the video. Believe it or not, I am a small and growing channel, and I see every new follow, and I appreciate every single one of you. I've been doing this for just over a year. I'm really, really happy about how much it's grown, but more importantly, how much of the stuff that's important to me also seems important to you. I love food and history, but I'm also really passionate about public infrastructure, public health, accessibility, and public transit, obviously. I think all of these things are really woven together. I've done some pretty cool stuff over the past year, and I got so many crazy ideas, you guys, you have no idea. I got some real wild stuff cooked up for next year. So if you like what you're seeing, subscribe. There's plenty more to come. I crossed Melrose en route to my 3rd Hollywood destination down this beautiful tree-lined street in the mid-city area. It is fall in LA. It's so hot and so dry. I can feel the sweat just like immediately evaporating off of my body. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, baby. So beautiful. Multifamily houses. And it's like, yeah, it's like kind of cheesy. It is a pastiche. It is a facade, but it's like fun and has character, and it is architecturally interesting. Like this wooden balcony on this neo-Spanish colonial little like Juliet balcony. And I feel like these things have just like held up so well. There's that popular NIMBY argument that multifamily housing will like destroy the character of a neighborhood. But these mid-city neighborhoods, South LA neighborhoods that have these like beautiful multifamily houses have more character than so many other single family neighborhoods in LA. Like, come on, I don't buy it. There was an era where we built for a growing Los Angeles. And a lot of people are like valiantly fighting for it today and making progress in terms of zoning. But that leaves like so much responsibility to private property developers and relies on the profit motive, which doesn't benefit renters. And renters are a majority of Los Angelenos. And it doesn't even really benefit like homeowners. I guess it does in that it like increases your property value because of lowered supply. And not just lowered supply, but like artificially inflated prices because of the illegal collusion, monopoly type activity, Morganism that you see with residential property developers, residential property managers. But there was a time where we were building cool, affordable housing in Los Angeles, and you can't separate that from the artistic boom that made Los Angeles such a cultural and economic powerhouse globally. Imagine how many groundbreaking, culture-shifting movies will never be made because the most brilliant voices of our generations are being crushed under wage slavery. being drained of all their creative juices, working 60, 80 hours a week to pay rent, to pay car insurance, car payments, gas, health insurance, because you're being exploited as a 1099. Health insurance on the public marketplace is still way overpriced. Not to mention the apartments are just like cool. A lot of them have like built-in wardrobes, built-in drawers, built-in desks, vanities, because they know people are moving here to like follow their dreams. And so they build furniture into the buildings. If you ever notice a lot of Hollywood apartments have like weird closets in the living rooms, it's because a lot of them were built with like Murphy beds in the wall. And maybe I'm just like one of those dweebs that's into old shit, but I think that's kind of cool. Anyway, we're here at our next classic Hollywood restaurant, El Coyote. So this is not the original 100-year-old location. You can tell because they have a parking lot in the back, but I'll get to that later. This is what it looks like on the inside. Lovely. This is where I sat outside, and a little peek at the menu. So the place originally opened in 1931 on 105 North La Brea. Here's the restaurant's founder, Blanche Marsh. And this is the current location here on Beverly, where it moved in 1951. And a shot of it from 1979. I just think that's kind of fun. Here's like a funny thing. This is a business card with the old phone number on the bottom left, Wyoming 9344. Before they used 5-digit phone numbers, phone number started with the 2 letters that would designate the substation within LA, the switching substation. Here's a look at an old menu of theirs. Not entirely sure when it's from, but it does mention Television City and the Pan Pacific Auditorium, which places it between 1952 and 1972. Here's a look at the inside of that menu with their nice combinations. Of course, the classic number 1, cheese enchilada, taco, rice, and beans. Back to the present, my meal started with some chips and salsa.
Hey, look, the prices have changed, but, you know, they give you free chips now. Holy cow. That is really good. Give you like a pico de gallo. Oh, wow. I mean, it smells really fresh, like the onion, and you can smell the fruitiness of the peppers. And that's a really good fresh salsa. Plus the spicy. It's really like acidic. Look at how red that is. Those are especially good salsas. And then the main course arrived. Of course, I got the number 1. Here at El Coyote with the number 1, the classic cheese enchilada, crispy beef taco. And boy, these things look absolutely beautiful. This is the number 1 as it was in the 40s, the 50s. Of course, it was priced up a little bit, but you can't say it's like not a full meal. And not only is it a good serving, it like looks really good too. Beans, the cheese enchilada, pile of rice, plenty of cheese. The plate is hot. So they say, but no, it actually is pretty hot. And a crispy hard shell beef taco with lots of cheese and what looks like that spicy salsa. Let's start with the taco. Oh yeah, that's crisp all the way through. A stewed shredded beef, not like hamburger. Really very good. Very beef flavored compared to similar hard shell beef tacos I've had. Just a touch of that spicy salsa, which adds such a great flavor, and the cool chewiness of the shredded cheese. That's really good. The flavor of it is really good. All right, I'm gonna try the enchilada now. Nice rolled, saturated in enchilada sauce. Really good chewy tortilla folds up to the enchilada sauce. I'm gonna try some of the beans. These just look beautiful. Crispy, bubbly, baked, and that sort of crust from the cheese. That's really good. That's such a treat. I shouldn't be eating beans. I don't eat a lot of legumes. The real Morton heads know. I'm actually doing an AMA right now on my Instagram. If you want to connect, see more content that I post, little stories and stuff, you can follow me there. Boy, that seasoned rice with the tomatoes, some chilies in there, and the richness of that enchilada sauce. It's like a classic flavor, but man, it is done so well here. The number 1 beef taco and cheese enchilada at El Coyote. Man, that is so good. But it's not just the food, it's also like the design of the place, the arched doorways, the papel picado, the Christmas lights. It's like so fun and just like the perfect place to get a few margaritas, and yap about like the screenplay you're writing. Taste-wise, there was a lot going on, and they really knocked it out of the park with each element. Silky beans with the crispy top, soft seasoned rice, really rich, complex enchilada sauce. It's still like accessible and easy to eat a lot of. And that taco, crispy all over, tender meat, and the salsas too, the free chips and salsa. Really firing on all cylinders. So taste-wise, it gets a 5 out of 5. Classic Hollywood-wise, technically the restaurant is from the 30s, but this place is from the 50s. So it lacks some of that real like golden age Hollywood charm, but of course there's still so much history from the 50s, from the 60s, from the 80s, what some people consider like real classic Hollywood. I mean, I love the vibe. And I feel like we're really losing like this style Mexican restaurant. So for the classic Hollywood vibe, it gets a real strong 4 out of 5. So after lunch, I decided to take a little stroll, stretch my legs, of course, before my next lunch. So I headed over to Pan Pacific Park nearby. Headed towards Fairfax for my penultimate leg of this journey. Figured I'd do a couple laps around Pan Pacific Park, stretch my legs, past the footprint of the old Pan Pacific Auditorium, you know, one of our like Art Deco gems, gone but not forgotten. Then I headed over to Fairfax where I was going to catch my next bus, the 217, and this was going to be a little bit of a journey through Hollywood, California, baby. A real pleasant ride there through the Hollywood Boulevard area, a little sneak preview of what we're going to see. Past the Hollywood Hills, the Griffith Park area too. Los Feliz and the Atwater Village neighborhood to the Tam O'Shanter. And here's a look at the lovely, charming interior, old-timey, in-style, warm, and all decked out for the holidays. Here's a illustration pointing to its history. We'll get to that shortly, or I guess right now, actually. So the place opened up as the Montgomery's Country Inn in 1922 by brothers-in-law Lawrence Lowry Frank of Lowry's and Walter Van de Camp of Van de Camps, pictured later in life with actress Anne Blythe. They soon changed the name to Tam O'Shanter based on a Robert Burns poem. Here's a photo of the original O'Shanter getting down with the witches. The building was designed by Harry Oliver, pictured here with Lawrence Frank and Walt Disney, an art director who made some cool-looking movies like Seventh Heaven, which has an old European look to it. He designed a lot of other notable buildings in LA, including the Witch's House in Beverly Hills, which was actually originally just a movie set that got converted into a domicile, and the Jim Henson Studios. The Disney folks were allegedly fond of this restaurant, coming here for lunch from their nearby studios. Some say that Snow White's cabin from the movie was inspired by the design of the restaurant. You can be the judge of that. And here's a look at their menu from 1959. Inside it mentions Oliver and his design and how carpenters from the studio did a lot of the construction. It mentions some of the picture folk that were fond of the restaurant. Also talks about how they used to use Griffith Park to shoot for different locations, which is kind of cool. And the entrees with their famous prime rib for $2.35 at the time. On this day, I was sat on their back patio by the old fireplace. Here is a look at the menu. 100 years of Tam O'Shanter. Some of the classics remain. Sitting out here on the back patio at Tam O'Shanter's. Got my baby bread swaddle as I'm waiting for my main course. Really nice out here, quiet. It's like early in the evening, so I'm the only one out here. Don't fill up on bread is what they say. It's really good though. And the main course has arrived. Wow, look at that. I got the California cut because I've had quite a lot to eat today. This is for when you're on a California cut. We got the roast beef, creamed spinach, some mashed potato, and whatever you call this thing. Served, of course, with my paternal horseradish. As you all know, got the regular horseradish and the whipped. All right, can you give it a try out here in the fairy tale patio? All right, pause. Roll it back. This frickin' mosquito bit me. What am I? Just a piece of meat. Boy, that is really nice. It's very, very soft, and it tastes really fantastic. It smells like a little, maybe some sort of like red wine, not too over-seasoned. You can taste the meat, taste the time it cooked to make it, the attention and care. All right, I'm gonna try the creamed spinach. Spinach is good, green flavored, and there's pieces of bacon in it, I think. Mashed potato. Gravy is salty and good. Let's see what's going on in here. Interesting. Wow, nice texture there. Chewy and very fine. Man, the fat on there is so soft. Really melts just like a piece of butter. All right, now I gotta go in with the horseradish. Hell yeah, nice thick helping of that. Ugh. I'm crying. Yeah, that's horseradish. That does work. This place is so interesting. It's got me thinking about pastiche, because this place actually was designed by like art director, set designer in this storybook style that we're familiar with because of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, Disneyland. This predates Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs in Disneyland by like 30 years. And everyone knows like Disneyland is fake, but the difference there is that like Disneyland's behind a gate. So you pay for your ticket, you walk through the gate, you enter like, you know, the land of fantasy. But like this place is a real restaurant. And those apartments that adopt European styles, those are like real places people live. So this like storybook design wasn't like necessarily a trend in the 20s in the same way it was like in the Victorian era or like even in the 60s and 70s. So like why create something like this at all? And why this like explosion of creativity in the interwar period? I mean, you can imagine maybe it's like a response to the horrors of World War I, in addition to war like really putting an engine behind mechanical innovation. Because the mechanics of the movie camera aren't that different from like the machine gun.
In fact, the first movie camera, the chronophotographic gun, was essentially a machine gun with film that was fed through in like a machine gun drum.
And it's interesting to think like this is what some people were doing with this new technology, with all of these new like resources no longer being like funneled towards war. So you have like Walt Disney, then you also have like Henry Ford, and you have the beginning of like car-centered infrastructure, which they are absolutely inextricable, cars and fascism. And so Los Angeles becomes land of pastiche, fantasy factory to Detroit's automobile factory, New York's meat factory. But what does it mean when the pastiche is industry? We don't need cars any more than we need movies. And even the term car is a simulacrum of the train car, of the cart. So to say that this is like a fake cottage is to kind of betray the objective of it, which is that like it's a solid building, there's like a hearth inside, they're like making food, it is an inn, which sort of like undermines the whole Hollywood scoring of it. To say that like the Beverly Hills Hotel, for example, is less classic Hollywood because it doesn't live up to the reality of the pastiche. It sort of comes in conflict with the objective reality of Los Angeles, which is the pastiche is the objective, that it is a Hollywood restaurant, Hollywood style, because so far none of the places I've gone to are actually in Hollywood. So to say like the Beverly Hills Hotel, which scored only a 4, is less classic Hollywood than like the Formosa, is like saying this is not like a real cottage because it's not like in Ireland. Alright, so how is the prime rib at Hollywood's own Tam O'Shanter's? Soft, buttery. The cream spinach was like pretty good. It was very like spinachy flavored. The chunks of bacon didn't like add that much for me, but I thought it was still really good. And that pudding thing, it was really nice. I don't think I've ever had something like that before. Kind of rubbery, but look in a good way. Very satisfying, very delicious. On a taste scale, that gets a 5 out of 5. And on the classic Hollywood scale, well, I'm having a classic Hollywood time of it. So that gets a 5 out of 5. This is the real deal, people. Isn't that just like the perfect metaphor though? Old-timey lantern in front of the citrus tree, and it's turning out to be such a beautiful evening under the shadow of the Hollywood Hills at Peak and Griffith Park. I'm headed back to the bus stop to hop back on the 217 to head to Hollywood, believe it or not. We're going to Hollywood, baby, for our final classic Hollywood location. The San Gabriel set ablaze with the setting sun. It was getting darker as we headed west towards Hollywood, past the Pantages Theater to our final
classic Hollywood destination, the Musso and Frank Grill. I let myself in and headed straight to the bar. So the restaurant opened in 1919 as Frank's Cafe, and then Musso joined in 25. And it was a hangout for LA's writers and artists, Raymond Chandler, Charles Bukowski. Here's a photo of Charlie Chaplin with Paulette Goddard. Here you can see Marilyn Monroe with DiMaggio. It's an icon. It's essentially shorthand for like old Hollywood. Like in this scene from Ed Wood, where the director runs into his hero, Orson Welles. In this menu from 1951, you can see such Epicurean delights as the marinated herring with sour cream sauce, a chiffonade salad, calf's liver steak, minute steak, whatever that is. Honestly, not too different from the menu as it is today. And right at the top of the cocktail menu, a classic 50-cent dry martini, which today is 40x'd when I ordered it with Hendrix and a twist. But boy, that is a good cocktail. Checking out some of the old-timey details, the illustrated wallpaper, those speakers up top. I wonder if they used to pipe music through like in the 50s. Classic mirrored bar. And because life is really all about having something to look forward to, the martini is served with the classic sidecar.
Wow, Musso and Frank's, still a class act. Love that place. There's really no place like it. Sitting at the long bar, got me a Hendrix martini with a twist, dry, $20, more than the 50 cents it used to cost. But honestly, like, not a bad price for a cocktail in a cool historic location from really skilled bartenders. And it's just such a great vibe. Love the tableaus and the wallpaper. I mean, all of that like old wood that's sort of worn down by many, many drunk hands. So for the taste score, it was like a martini, simple, fresh, served with the sidecar, so it stays cold the whole time. Love that. You really couldn't do better. So on the taste score, that gets a 5 out of 5. And for the classy Hollywood score, the bartenders in the tuxedo jackets, the old world European charm, when so much of Hollywood Boulevard has been replaced with like the Funko Pop store and like, I don't know, Hard Rock Cafe. Musso and Frank's is one of the last real ones left on this strip for over 100 years, and I hope 100 more. And anyone who says you can't get a taste of style and class in this town, well, they're just going to the wrong places. So on the classic Hollywood scale of 1 to 5, Musso and Frank's gets a 5, baby, every time. Wow, what an adventure. We had some of the most delicious meals in some of the coolest places. This city has still got some class. You just gotta know where to look for it. Thanks for coming along, because you know I would not have done it without you. And I hope I get to see you again real soon. Now, the only thing left to do is get home. I'm gonna do it in the classiest way possible. Public transit, baby.